part of me. I'm more than a bird, I'm more than a plane, more than some pretty face beside a train. And it's not easy to be me. Up and away, away from me. Well, it's alright, you can all sleep sound tonight. I'm not crazy or anything.
Happy Tuesday, y'all. Hope everybody's having a great day. I hope the morning started off well. And I was going to talk today. This is kind of anniversary week of my dad passing. I really miss being able to call and talk to my dad and just shoot the bull with him and check on him. And I called my mom to check on my mom this morning and actually hit mom and dad, and they're all under the same contacts. And I actually got my dad's number, and it still had his voicemail on there, his recording. And I call that sometimes intentionally, but today was just accident, just in a hurry, and didn't think about it. And I actually got to hear his voicemail and his recording, and I'm thankful we still have that because it really hits. That's really the only last thing I have besides my memory of his voice. And when we lose somebody, we lose to hear their voice again. It's all by memory, unless we got some recorded tapes, old-fashioned tapes and videos, and things like that with them talking. And it really hit home for me. So I'm just going to tell everybody, our moms and our dads, call your parents. Call your dad. When he asks why you're calling, say, I just wanted to hear his voice. Better yet, thank him for that long ago afternoon he spent patiently teaching you to change a flat tire. Or anything else you want to tell him thank you for. Tell him every time you hear a college football game on the radio, it takes you back to lazy fall afternoons by his side. I remember when we were kids, my parents didn't watch sports a lot, but we watched a little bit. But we would watch Texas Tech, the old Southwest Conference days. That was our closest college team, and that was kind of Lubbock, and that was the one that we went to, and that was always kind of even my grandparents. Let him know that in hindsight, you really appreciate the tough conversations he set you down for when you needed his guidance most. All those ass chewings were for a reason. Believe it or not, I look back and I think about the ass chewings I got from my dad, and they were for a reason. At the time, I didn't think he knew what the hell he's talking about, but he damn sure did. Tell him you love him, and you feel so darn lucky that all of the dads in the world, he's yours. I miss that. I can't call and talk to him anymore. I can talk to him in heaven, but I can't talk to him anymore by phone. Call your mom. I do that quite a bit. I call my mom a lot more. Let her know how much it meant to you that she was there for any of your events, your band concert, your soccer game, your parent-teacher conference, taking stuff to your parties as a room mom, being at all your events. Moms always make those happen. Tell her thank you for having your clothes ready for the next day, that you had clean clothes, and that you had food for dinner. She made you dinner. Nowadays, we don't cook much. We eat out all the damn time. But our parents always fed us, worked 2 jobs, and they made sure we had dinner ready and made sure we had clothes. And I'll never forget that. I really appreciate my mom and my dad. Apologize for the slammed doors that came between you and the fighting between your siblings. Me and my siblings, brothers, we fought all the damn time. I'm sure we drove my mom freaking batshit crazy a lot of the time, just over pettiness. And I know with her pressures and stress of her jobs and in the day, I'm sure it just irritated the hell out of her, of our nonsense. Assure her that you know everything she ever did was in the best interest of your heart. You may disagree with what your mom did, but your mom did everything that she thought was best for you as she's mom, even when it broke hers. I remember my mom saying okay on things, and I know it broke her heart on poor choices and stupid crap I did as a kid, and even stuff now. I mean, we had a talk the other day about the situation I am with Journey, and it was hard for her to say what she told me I needed to do, but it broke her heart. And I'm not going to repeat that on here today, but it was a tough one. And I know it was tough for her. It brought tears. And I know she wanted peace for me and peace as a whole, and stop wasting money on fighting court and that madness because of the other side. And there's no reasoning. It just broke her heart. She started crying. And she says, not amount of money that we can spend to keep fighting this fight. At some point, you got to have some peace in your life, Bill. Look at my age. I don't know how much longer I'm going to live. And I want some peace. I want to finish life out with some peace. And you need to finish some life out with some peace too. And just let it go. And one day, it's going to come back around. How many times I've told you that your whole life, and you never would believe me. You would argue with me. Have I always been right? And yeah, she's been right. Tell her you finally understand the vastness of her love for you, because you feel it every time you look at your own babies. When I look at my kids, I truly think about how much my mom and dad love me, and it just brings it all back. Make time to visit your grandparents. My grandparents are no longer here, and I sure miss them, and I have a lot of wonderful memories with both sets, and I'm thankful I had that opportunity. But go see your grandparents. I'm a grandpa, and I don't get to see my kids. I wish Aubrey would let me be a part of Elliot's life, and we could all come together as a family, and I'm praying that will happen one day, and I'm hoping and waiting one day that's going to get to happen. And then Julie's kids. I don't know Julie's kids. I really barely know Julie. And I have a hole in my heart as I haven't got to be a grandparent that I would like to be. Knock on the door. Squeeze your grandma extra tight as she welcomes you inside. Just hug her and love her. Gush over how well her flowers are growing, and when she offers you cookies or a piece of pie or a cake, take it with a smile. She's giving you her love. Ask your grandpa if he ever figured out that missing word is crossword puzzles. I remember my grandparents sitting there, crossword puzzles and prunes. That's what they get in the chair every night right before bedtime. And the other side, I'm going to sit there and listen to Billy Graham, and you can hear their TV blaring all the way down the road at my mom and dad's. I'd give anything to hear that stuff again. All I have is memories of that. And listen intently as they tell you stories about when they was a boy and a girl. Promise to mow their yard next week. Just go help them. Be there with them. They just would like to have time with you, and it's just a matter of time before they're gone. All you have is right now with them. All you have is right now with you. Just go spend that afternoon with them on a Sunday afternoon. To all you people out there, hug your husbands and wives tight and breathe in the smell of each other. Even if your husband's dirty and sweaty and all that crap from a long day at work, same thing with your wife. Kiss them both slowly. Look into their eyes and find the guy and the girl you fell in love with. Remember way back when? Remember how many butterflies he used to bring to your tummy? Appreciate the steady comfort he brings you now when the days are long and sometimes hard. We have a process and choices in the relationship line, and we have a saying that we have each other repeat. So the couples get to stand in a setting in a sitting dyad with each other, standing dyad, and they lock arms and they repeat after each other, and they repeat after some similar what I just mentioned. And it's one of the most beautiful processes in the relationship line if you're at choices with your spouse or your significant other. And you can do that every day. And you should do that every day in your lives with your husband and wife. You can do it in the kitchen, you can do it in the bathroom, you can do it in the bedroom, you can do it in the backyard, you can do it anywhere. Those intimate times help bring your relationship back to zero, back to close together. And you both need it. The days you've had, the struggles you've had all day with work, jobs, kids, chores, you name it, you both need that. And that's where we fall apart, is when we start not taking care and watering our relationship. We all have our own water, our own yard and flowers with grass in it. And it's up to us to water it, to take care of it, so that relationship grows. And sometimes our yard gets a little brown. Sometimes the flower gets a little wilty. That's your relationship. That's your relationship with your spouse, a significant other. So water that relationship. And those little times you can do that. Send a text to your brother or sister that starts with, "Do you remember when?" Let yourself go. Get lost in memories of the days you spent learning and growing together under the same roof. There's lots of childhood memories you'll never forget. I mean, I remember with my brothers, we would run back and forth to my grandparents next door a lot, and we would eat after school. They always made a snack. We'd go to the garden, and we'd get to pick stuff out of the garden. I mean, we had a time of our life. We fought and we raised hell, but we took care of one another. We were close. We loved each other, and we just made it as kids. We played with each other, helped each other with schoolwork. I was the oldest, so I was constantly taking care of my brothers. Seemed like we did chores together. We would go to my other grandparents and we'd stay with them and stay the night on weekends a lot. And to Dexter, and we got to do the fun stuff with them. And then we got older in school. I mean, I can go on and on. I miss those times when we were brothers and we had intimate relationships of just being kids together. And as we're all adults and grown up in life and have our families and our lives, we're lucky to have much of that anymore, other than a simple text or phone call to check on one another and pretty much seeing each other if they come to Lubbock or if we go see my mom and dad at my mom's. Set up a coffee date or lunch with your best friend you haven't seen in a while. Not just a casual. Just we need time together, but an actual date circled on a calendar and permanent marker. Make a promise, make a commitment, because our friendships matter. Our friendships keep us whole, and our friendships keep us tied together. And our friends need us as bad as we need them. Be a good friend. Be that friend that friend didn't want to lose, vice versa. And you're finished with all of these things, tiptoe silently into a room where your babies are sleeping at night, and kiss each one of them. Once or twice, 3 times on the forehead. Whisper "I love yous" in their ears, and pause at the door. Wait for them just a moment longer. And just soak in and take in that time, because you're never going to get that time back at that particular moment. Because when that moment's gone, it's gone. The next morning when they wake up, they're a day older. It's a whole new day. And the cycle keep repeating. Do it all today. Don't wait. Right here, right now, this second. It's all we're promised with the ones we love most. Sometimes we forget that. The things in this unpredictable life, we really can't afford to take 1 second for granted. So I can tell you what tomorrow will bring, my friend, but I can't promise you this. You'll never regret calling your dad. I miss calling my dad. You'll never regret calling your mom. You'll never regret calling your kids. You'll never regret calling your brothers and sisters. And you'll never regret calling your grandparents. And you'll never regret calling your friends. So never regret, make that phone call. That's a story from a daddy's story. And I hope that brought something to all of you, as it's been on my heart lately with a lot of stuff within my own world. Anyway, have a great day. Looking forward to seeing you next Tuesday.
I'm not that naive. Men were meant to ride with clouds